If you do have a block, it's always nice to start out with one. We're going to start out in easy pose, and it really is nice to sit on top of a block and add a little bit of height. And you can see the difference when I sit on a block. It just opens up my hip bones. My knees automatically come down to the ground, and it's just a nice way to start when you're not warmed up yet. So let's begin to connect our breath. Before we do this, let's allow some opening in our collarbone by lifting our shoulders up towards our ears, rolling them back, squeezing our shoulder blades together, creating that nice space. And then from the belly, we're going to breathe in deeply. Inhale all the way up through the back of our throat, and then exhale. Let all that anxiety, tension, stress from the week go. Let's do that again. Breathing in from the belly. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just noticing how that stress just falls right off your shoulders. Let's do that again. Breathing in deeply. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Making that breath a little bit longer on the exhale, just to let go of all of our stress. And as we continue to connect our breath, maybe just take your gaze to the floor in front of you. And try very hard to stay in the moment. Try to let go of what happened in the past, maybe an hour ago, maybe last week. Just let all that go. Today's a fresh start, clean slate, and try not to worry about what comes next. What comes next in our yoga practice, or what comes next after our class today, what you might have going on later in the week. It may be important, but for right now, let's just focus on this next hour. It belongs to you. So with that in mind, let's take another deep breath in from the belly. Inhale. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And as you're breathing, you'll start to hear it in the back of your throat. That's your Ujjayi yoga breath. And if you're not achieving this, a trick, and if you've been with me before, you know my little trick. You breathe in as though you're surprised to see somebody. And then you exhale through your nose as though you're fogging up a mirror. Let's try that. Deep breath in. Exhale through your nose. You hear that? And that nice breath in the back of your throat. Continuing with that beautiful Ujjayi breath, let's set an intention for today's practice. It could be a goal, an affirmation, a prayer, or just a simple word. Maybe love, joy, kindness, gratitude, lots of different words. And we do this because sometimes during our yoga practice, there are poses that are challenging or uncomfortable, and we don't want to stay in the pose. And if we come back to our breath, or we think of our word, our intention, it can sometimes help us to stay motivated. Let's take another deep breath in. Inhale, and then exhale, breath travels down the spine. Once again, inhale, breath travels up the spine. Exhale, breath travels down the spine. Nice work. And then on your next breath, let's go ahead and start our practice. Let's take our shoulders, reach them up towards our ears, roll them open, squeezing the shoulder blades together as tightly as we can get them, opening up through our chest. Let's go ahead and place our fingertips down by our side, flip the palms up, and reach our hands up towards the ceiling, spreading our fingers wide, touching our arms to our ears. And then with your next breath, you're going to take your right hand and grab your left wrist and reach over towards that right wall, stretching through the shoulders and the waistline. And then inhale, back up straight. Take the arms and just hands are reaching towards the ceiling, and then the left hand's going to grab the right wrist and reach it over towards that left wall. Let's turn this into a flow. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, to the right. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, to the left. Let's do one more. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, to the right. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, to the left. On your next breath, let's go ahead and clasp our hands and bring them back behind our head. Our elbows are reaching out towards the opposite walls. And reach your elbows back as far as you can, squeezing your shoulder blades together. You're going to get a nice stretch in the shoulders. And on your next breath, let's draw our elbows in. Exhale, bring them back out. Inhale, draw them in. Exhale, bring them out. One more. Inhale, draw them in. Exhale, bring them back out. And then with your next breath, let's go ahead and stretch our arms up towards the ceiling. Hands are still clasped. And then we're going to bend the elbows and frame our head. Elbow comes to, the right elbow comes to the top of the head. Inhale, and then switch sides. Left elbow comes up. And then inhale, right side. Exhale, left side. Inhale, right. Exhale, left. One more. Inhale, right. Exhale, left. And then let's just bring our hands down to our knees and roll out our shoulders. Take this motion very slowly. Rotating with your breath, hearing it in the back of your throat. And then you can reverse your rotations, hearing that breath in the back of your throat. And if you have lost the breath, breathe in as though you're surprised to see somebody. Exhale as though you're fogging up that mirror. And then on your next breath, find your strap, bring it over to you. And let's go ahead and unroll the strap. We're going to do our little posture poses. We've done these before. And everybody's shoulders are different widths. Everyone's shoulders are either wider or narrower. So depending on your shoulders, I like to allow for about 2 feet, maybe a little bit more. And you're just going to hold your strap up, grip it with both hands. And you may have to play with this a little bit on your next breath. Just go ahead and bring it back, straight arms until it reaches the floor or reaches back behind you. Now mine's a little tight, so I'm going to give myself a little more strap, and then I'm going to bring it back around. So let's turn this into a flow with our breath. Inhale, strap comes up and back. Exhale, come forward. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, up and forward. Let's do about 2 more. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, up and forward. 1 more. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, up and forward. So great for your posture. And we'll go ahead and put that strap to the side for now. On your next breath, let's take our hands and let's bring them out in front of us as though there's a brick wall right in front of us. Instead of behind me, the wall's in front of me. And I'm going to press my hands, feeling it in my wrist. Just press, press, press. And then on the right side, I'm going to rotate those fingertips down. And with my left hand, I'm going to give a little tug to each finger. This is really good for the wrists. Great for computer work. I'm going to reach around when I get to the thumb and just pull that thumb towards my forearm. And then we're going to do the other side. So pressing and hearing your breath in the back of your throat, pressing your hands towards that imaginary brick wall. Go ahead and dial the fingertips down. On the left side, take your right hand and give a little tug to the pinky and each finger until you get to the thumb. Reach your hand around and pull that thumb towards your forearm. Really great for computer work, like I said, cell phone work. If you play the piano, if you do anything with your hands at all, gardening, cooking, and then go ahead and release that and let's just shake our hands out a little bit. And then we're going to make a fist. And we're going to spread all 10 fingers against that imaginary wall and then make a fist. And then spread those fingers out again. Inhale, make a fist. Exhale, spread. Inhale, make a fist. Exhale, spread. One more. Inhale, make a fist. Exhale, spread. And then shake out the hands. And let's roll our shoulders again. Just warming up the body. Everything's connected. Even goes down to the low back region when we do this. Reversing those circles. And then on your next breath, let's go ahead and bring our hands up. Place them onto our waist. We're going to continue with our shoulder and postures. So this time we're going to curve the back. Just curve the back, maybe even bring your elbows towards your knees. And then on your exhale, you're going to draw your elbows towards that back wall. Chest is out. Let's turn this into a flow. Inhale, curve. Exhale, back. Squeeze those shoulder blades. Inhale, curve. Exhale, back. Inhale, curve. Exhale, back. Let's do one more. Inhale, curve. Exhale, back. Nice work. Let's go ahead and come off of our block, if we did use one to sit on for height, and just press our sit bones firmly into the mat. Take your hands and press them into the floor in front of you and just make some nice wide rotations with your body. Sinking your chest in towards the floor, and take it a little easy here. Don't go too low. And on your next breath, reverse those circles. Maybe even TP the fingers a little bit for a little added height. Nice work. On your next breath, we're going to go ahead and take the right leg, send it out in front. Take the left leg, send it out in front. So we have a forward fold position here. And we're going to sit as tall as we can, maybe even press our palms together and point your toes. Point them towards that front wall. You're going to feel your calf muscles turn on, and then draw the toes towards your forehead. Once again, you're going to feel the calf muscles. And then point, inhale, toes towards your forehead, exhale. Point, inhale, toes towards your forehead, exhale. Let's do one more. Point, inhale, toes towards your forehead, exhale. Nice work. Then take your block, and if you don't have a block, you can use any kind of little object. You can even use your strap if you like. We want something to put onto the right side of our leg, right around that knee region and the calf region. And this is a little challenging what we're going to do. We're going to be working the muscles. Kind of our theme today is working the muscles in our legs. We're going to be working on our thigh muscles, our calf muscles, in addition to all the other muscles. This is a full body gentle workout today. So we're going to go ahead and place our block. And I recommend level 1 because this is a bit of an advanced move we're going to do to warm up. If you want a little more, you can place it on level 2, or if you're really, really feeling adventurous, you can press it on level 3. I'm going to stay on level 1. Go ahead and take your hands and press them together. Press the fingertips together. Sit up as tall as you can. And then on your next breath, we're going to lift the right leg and fan it over your object. And then lift the right leg, fan it back to meet the left. We're going to do 6 of these. So that was just the demo. So let's begin. So we'll go ahead and inhale. This is our first one, 6. Exhale, back. Inhale, 5. Exhale, back. Inhale, 4. Exhale, back. Inhale, 3. Exhale, back. Inhale, 2. Exhale, back. Inhale, 1. Exhale, back. Nice work. And then go ahead and bend this right knee and just bring it up towards you. And let's rock it. Just almost a rock the baby move, where we just move that hip joint, rock it side to side, just loosening up all of those joints, muscles. And then on your next breath, go ahead and send that right leg back down. Take your object and move it to the other side. On your next breath, sitting up nice and tall, let's take our hands and press them together, press your fingertips together as well. And we're going to do 6 of those same fan moves on the other side. So on your next breath, inhale. This is 6. Exhale, back. Inhale, 5. Exhale, back. Inhale, 4. Exhale, back. Inhale, 3. Exhale, back. Inhale, 2. Exhale, back. Inhale, 1. Exhale, back. Great work. Let's go ahead and slide that left leg up, bend that knee, and take care of this side. Holding that shin, cradling in your arms. If you're able to get it closer to your body, that's great. Maybe even rocking a little side to side. Just any kind of movement. You're going to feel this in your hip bone, in your hip region. So back off if you have an injury there, or if it feels really nice, maybe even press the leg closer to your body. And then on your next breath, go ahead and send that left leg back to meet the right. Let's go ahead and while we're in this position, take our strap and place it, about a foot. Place it on your feet, at your feet, and pull on the strap. Sit up nice and tall, maybe even drawing those toes towards your forehead a little bit. Nice and tall. And let's just hold this position for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then bring the straps together and maybe place them on one side and just walk your hands forward. Now, if you have tight hamstrings, this can hurt a little bit. So put a little bend in the knee. You can also take a block and put a block underneath both knees for a little bit of relief. Oh, that feels so much nicer with a block. And you can round your shoulders and just bring your body as deeply as you can. Maybe your chest comes close to your knees or your thighs. And we'll just hold this one for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then we'll release our props and just put those over to the side. Keep them close because we might use them again. And on your next breath, before we take it to the mat to do our work, let's just go ahead and bring our feet together into a butterfly pose, pressing the soles of the feet together, holding on to the ankles, and maybe even moving the knees up and down, almost like little butterfly wings. Just opening up that hip joint area. Inhale, exhale, that ujjayi breath in the back of your throat. Breath travels up the spine and breath travels down the spine. On your next breath, let's go ahead and bring those knees back together and let's make our way into a tabletop position. And we are going to be here for a little bit of time. So if you have a pad, a knee pad or a blanket, you might want to spread that out. If you don't have these items and you do have sensitive knees, if you can always, instead of taking a blanket, you can just take your mat and double it up a little bit. You can even triple it. So I just folded it in half and then folded it back once, and then you have a built-in knee pad. And that's actually what I'm going to demo for this morning. So, or your blanket or whatever you might have. So let's come into our tabletop. Take a look at your hands and press them firmly into the mat. I think we forget our hands need a little bit of yoga as well. So press your fingertips into the mat on the spider fingers, and then we're going to rotate the right hand to the right wall. And we're going to rotate the left hand to the left wall. And then we're going to rotate the right hand so the fingers are facing us. And so the eye of the elbow is actually facing the front wall. A little awkward. And then we're going to rotate on the left side that same way. The left fingers are going to face us, and the eye of the elbow is going to face that front wall. Take a deep breath in. Deep exhale out. And then begin just to press back a little bit, just putting a little pressure, pressing back with your wrists. And you're going to feel it. Back off if it's too much. And on your next breath, we're going to flip our right hand like a pancake. So we're just going to flip it, and the fingertips will still face us. And we're going to just, once again, pull towards our elbow and our forearm towards the mat, feeling that little bit of strain. And then on your next breath, you're just going to flip that hand right back so the fingers are facing the front wall. Let's do the left side. On your next breath, go ahead and flip that hand over like a pancake. And then just draw the forearm towards the mat, very, very, very gently. Maybe the elbow bends. And then on your next breath, flip the hand right back so that the fingertips are facing that front wall. So we just really worked our wrists a lot. Pressing those fingertips into the mat, let's work the spine and also the hips. So we're going to just bring our left hip towards the left wall. And then we're going to rotate our right hip towards the right wall. And with your breath, just continue this rotation, and perhaps you even put a little bit of motion into it where there's a little circle happening. And we just make some circles without really bringing our hips back towards our heels. We just make some circles. Inhale, exhale, and then reverse those circles. Inhale, exhale. And think about your neck right now. Make sure you're not straining your neck. Just take your gaze to the top of your mat, really letting the neck align with the spine. And then on your next breath, we're going to come back to neutral and take a few cat-cows. So on your next breath, take a breath in, draw the belly button towards the mat. Exhale, let's take a cat-cow, draw the chin towards the chest. Inhale for cow, exhale for cat. Inhale for cow, exhale for cat. And then coming to a neutral position, we're going to do our little balance. We do this almost every week, so it's nice and familiar. On your next breath, go ahead and reach out the right hand, thumb faces the ceiling. Reach back the left foot, toes face the floor. Stay right here, or reach back behind, grab your foot, and lift it up towards the ceiling, making almost a diamond. Holding that and holding your gaze towards the floor for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then just the palm is going to come down. We're going to rotate those toes towards the back wall. Let's work our glute muscles. Lifting for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So good if you sit a lot. And then go ahead and bring that knee down. And now we're going to take our deep hip circles, reaching our hips back towards our heels with our breath as we rotate. Inhale, exhale, moving the whole body. Inhale, exhale, and on the third time around, just reverse your circles. Inhaling and breathing out. Breath travels up the spine. Breath travels down the spine. Breathing through the nose, in and out from the belly. Ujjayi breathing, so nice, so healthy. On your next breath, in neutral position, go ahead and reach out the left arm. Thumb faces the ceiling. Reach back the right foot, toes face the floor. Perfectly fine to stay right here, or reach back behind if you want a little bit more. Grab that foot, lift it up towards the ceiling. Let's hold this, take our gaze to the floor for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then just the palm comes down. Rotate the foot, and let's do our little glutes, strengthening our buttocks and hip muscles, back of the thigh muscles. I didn't count it out, but I did in my head, so we're done. Let's go ahead and lower that knee and take another cat-cow, pressing your fingertips into the mat, breathing in for cow. Exhale for cat, drawing your chin in towards your chest. Inhale for cow. Exhale for cat. We're going to do one more here. Inhale for cow. Exhale for cat. And then on your next breath, we're going to transition. We're just going to come up onto our knees. We're not going to stay here. We're on our toes, which is really nice actually for plantar fasciitis or any foot problems you have, but we're not going to stay. We're just going to come off of our mat, remove or flatten our mat, remove our blanket or flatten our mat so it won't get into our way for our warrior series. We're going to do a very quick warrior series, but a gentle one, so no worries. So let's go ahead and press our fingertips back into our mat. And on your next breath, we're going to tuck our toes. And then we're going to lift our knees and then lift our hips all the way up towards the ceiling, taking our gaze towards that back wall. And let's begin to loosen up our calf muscles by bending one knee, straightening the opposite, pedaling out your feet, hearing your breath in the back of your throat. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. And then on your next breath, we're slowly going to walk our feet up towards our hands. And once we get there, we're just going to let our body take a little break. We're going to do a ragdoll where we bend our knees, bend them just slightly, let your arms just dangle, let your head just dangle. In fact, you can even clasp your hands, bring them to the back of your head, and squeeze your head. Nice little massage with the bottoms of your palms. We might as well do our necks as well. Our necks hold so much stress. So just take your thumbs and press with your thumbs into the back of your neck. Maybe even shake your head yes. Shake your head no. And then very slowly, I'm going to turn towards the camera. Slowly, on your next breath, let's begin to rise up. Taking it slow. We don't want to get dizzy. The head is the very last thing to come up. And once the head is up, let's go ahead and reach our shoulders up towards our ears. Take an inhale. Exhale. Let's go ahead and sweep our arms up towards the ceiling. Inhale. Exhale. Come on down. We're going to sweep one more time. Inhale. Reach your arms up towards the ceiling. And then on your next breath, we're going to take a little fold. And let your head just hang here. Try to just listen to my voice. Put a little bend in the knee. And on the next breath, go ahead and sweep the right arm up towards the ceiling. Exhale, lower that down to meet the left. We're still in our fold. On your next breath, sweep the left arm up towards the ceiling. Exhale, let it come down. We're going to do that one more time. On your next breath, you reach the right arm up towards the ceiling. Exhale, sweep it down. On your next breath, sweep the left arm up towards the ceiling. Exhale, send it right back down again. And then on your next breath, go ahead and press your hands back into the mat and walk your feet back into a downward facing dog. I'm going to come up to the screen and just make sure everybody's okay. All right, looks good. So we're in our downward facing dog. And then on your next breath, let's go ahead and come into a child's pose. Bring your knees out wide, big toes to touch. Press your heels back towards, your hips back towards your heels, and press your chest into the mat. Take a deep breath in, deep exhale out. One more deep breath in, deep breath out. And then let's slide our hands back up, and we're going to do our very gentle warrior part right now. So on your next breath, go ahead and tuck the toes, press your fingertips into the mat, lift the knees, lift the hips. And on your next breath, go ahead and raise the right leg. Very gently bend the knee, thread it through, and come into a warrior two. We're going to come straight into a warrior two. Taking your gaze right in between your fingertips, Squaring those shoulders right over the hips, putting a nice bend in the knee so it's stacked right over the ankle. Holding this another breath. Inhale, exhale, and then we're going to straighten that front leg. And we're going to come up on the heel and spin the toes so that we're facing the front wall and our arms are still out. And then we're going to look at our toes and spin the right heel so the toes are facing the top part of the right side of the mat, and spin the heels so they're facing the left side. And then we're going to cactus our arms and bend the knees. This is called goddess pose. Squeeze your shoulder blades towards the back wall. And we're going to work on our calf muscles now. We're going to have beautiful legs after this. So on your next breath, go ahead and lift the right heel and lower it. On your next breath, lift the left heel and lower it. We're going to do 2 more. Inhale, right, lift. Next breath, left, lower. Next breath, right heel, lift, and then lower. And finally, the left one. Inhale and lower. And then on your next breath, we're going to come straight back up and turn this into a warrior 2, right back where we started. Inhale from the belly. And exhale. On your next breath, go ahead and rotate at the waist. Take your hands and press them down into the mat and just send that right leg back. And we're back into our down dog. Now, if you want to, you can come down and take another child's pose if you like. Let's maybe all do that. Just go ahead and take a child's pose. Press your chest into the mat. If your shoulders are a little tight after all of this work, you can always bring them to your body side and just press your ear or your forehead into the mat. Hear your breath. Breathing in, exhaling out. Let's take one more breath here. Inhale and exhale. And then on your next breath, draw your hands towards your body and position your knees right underneath your hips because we're going to do the left side. So press your fingertips firmly into the mat, tuck your toes, lift your knees, and then send those hips all the way up, and we're back into our down dog, gazing at that back wall. Take a deep breath in. Nice exhale out. Through the nose, breathe in. And then exhale through the nose. And on your next breath, let's go ahead and raise the left leg. This is actually a 3-legged dog. And then we're going to bend the knee, draw it through, and come into a warrior. I'm going to turn this way so you can see me better. Come into a warrior 2 on the left side. Take your time. Square your shoulders over your hips and take your gaze right in between your fingers. If you've noticed that when your knee is coming out, just draw it back to that center line. Let's stay here for another breath. Inhale, exhale, and then we're going to straighten that front leg. And then we're going to come up on the heels, spin those toes in towards each other, and then we need to readjust the toes. So we're going to just bring the right toes towards the right corner of the mat and the left toes towards the left corner of the mat. Go ahead and bend the knees, cactus the arms, and we're back in goddess pose. We're going to do that same thing on this side, but we're going to start with the left side. So in your next breath, go ahead and lift the left heel and then lower it. Lift the right heel with your breath. Lower it. Inhale, lift left, lower it. Exhale, lift right, lower it. Inhale, lift left, lower it. And the right, and lower it. And then we're going to reach up towards, just straighten the legs, reaching our legs straight. And then turn this right back into our warrior 2. That's with our breath. Breathing in from the belly. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale. Exhale. And then on your next breath, go ahead and rotate at the waist. We're going to press down with our hands, and we're going to rotate on the toes of that back right leg, bend that right knee, and then just step forward, and our toes are together, and turn this into another ragdoll. Bend those knees, and let the arms just hang, let the head just hang. You can give yourself another little head massage if you like. And then on your next breath, we're going to slowly begin to rise, one vertebra at a time. Slowly, slowly, slowly. The head is the very last thing to come up. And then once your head is up, let's look down at our feet. We're at the very top of our mat. I know I'm not because I'm looking at the camera, but you're at the very top of your mat, and your feet are going to come about hip distance. And then we're going to sweep our arms up towards the ceiling, maybe lift all 10 toes, squeezing our arms into our ears, and then exhale into Tadasana. This is where the work begins. We're going to squeeze our face, squeeze our arms, draw our belly button in towards our spine, lift the kneecaps, squeeze those calf muscles we've worked so hard, lift all 10 toes, and we're going to work so hard and squeeze and squeeze and squeeze. We can feel our heart rate going up. We're working, our metabolism is turning on, and then we're going to exhale, let it all out. It feels really nice to let it all out. And we're going to do some very light balance. So if you would like to step off your mat, go over to a wall or to a chair, a piece of furniture, I would recommend this, especially if your carpet is a little thick. So let's go ahead and find our little spot for some balance. And we're going to do just a little balance flow, just a very mild one. So once everybody has their spot, let's go ahead and bring our feet about hip distance once again and sweep our arms up towards the ceiling into a mountain pose. Holding this, spreading our fingers, lifting all 10 toes, and then exhale into Tadasana. We won't turn Tadasana on this time. And then we're just going to do a little bit of balance. So on your next breath, your standing leg is going to be your left leg. So ground all 4 corners of that foot into the mat. All your weight goes into that. And then take your hands, place them on your waist, or actually hold onto a chair in the wall. Draw your toes on the right side, and we're just going to begin to tap our toes. Tap, 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 and then we're going to lift that leg. Toes are going to face towards the front wall, and we're going to lift our knee. Lift, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bit of a challenge. We're going to reach the foot out in front of us. Toes face the ceiling, and we're going to lift. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then we're going to bend that knee again. Lift. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're getting tired, but we're not quite done. From here, we're going to come straight to a tree pose. And maybe your tree is below your knee. Maybe your tree is above your knee. You can decide. And once you're in your tree, try to grow your tree. Lift those arms up, reach towards the ceiling, take your gaze towards a spot on the wall or maybe the ceiling, holding it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Fantastic work. And let's go ahead and take care of that standing leg. It's a little tired. We've worked very hard. So let's take our toes on the left side, press them into the mat. You can place your hands on your waist, and let's just rotate that ankle with our breath, hearing it in the back of our throat, our ujjayi breath, and then reverse those circles, taking care of that foot. And then maybe even shaking out that foot. And you can shake out the other foot as well. Shaking out, and then we've got to do the other side. So before we do that, let's go ahead and bring our feet about hip distance. Let's go ahead and take our shoulders, reach them up towards our ears, roll them back open. Take a deep breath in. Exhale that out for a little bit longer. And then we'll sweep our arms up towards the ceiling for our mountain pose. Exhale into a Tadasana. Squeezing our shoulder blades together, we won't turn it on. And let's take care of that left side. So placing all of our weight, just switching it all over to the right side, all 4 corners grounded down. Take your hands, place them on your waist or hold on to a wall or a piece of furniture. And then slide the left foot over and let's just begin to tap, 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 tap. And then we lift, bend the knee, rotate those toes towards the front wall and lift. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then we straighten that leg, toes to the ceiling. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend that knee back. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're almost there. And we come into our tree pose. Maybe it's a high tree. Maybe it's a low tree. Press your palms together. And then sweep your arms up towards the ceiling and grow your tree. Gaze at the wall or the ceiling. And let's hold that for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And release. Let's take care of that standing leg, pressing the toes of that right foot into the mat and gently roll out that ankle. Carrying that breath as you do it. And then rotating that same direction. You may hear a little popping. Sometimes that's just air. So nothing to worry about. That was really great work, everybody. Lots of hard work. Let's go ahead and bring our feet about hip distance. In fact, let's come back up to our mats, up to the very top part of your mat. Maybe you're already there. And let's go ahead and just bring our feet, once we're at the top of our mat, to about hip distance. And we're going to sweep our arms up towards the ceiling. Go ahead and bring your fingers as far apart as you can, just like starfish. Lift all 10 toes, holding this. And then exhale, take a little fold. Let your gaze go to the floor. Put a little bend in your knees. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. And I turn just so you can see my flat back. You don't have to turn. And then on your next breath, let's come on back onto our mats into a tabletop. And we're not going to stay here, so you don't need your blanket. And we're just going to very gracefully come back onto our heels, just in order to come onto our backs. So we're just making a transition. And find your strap before we go onto our backs and just take it with you, because it's nice to have it. We will probably use it. And then we're going to make our way onto our backs in a very gentle way. You can do it several ways. A gentle way is just to slowly come onto one elbow and then come onto your left elbow, straighten the legs. This is called fish pose. And then just come on down. If you want to challenge yourself, you can have your hands by your sides, thumb facing the ceiling, and slowly make your way down to your back. So either way, just come on down to your back, and we're in Shavasana pose. And before we go any further, let's think about our low back. If you can take your hand and just place it underneath your low back, we want to fill that space. So remove your hand and press your low back into the mat. This alone is a nice little exercise. And then on your next breath, let's go ahead and do our little strap exercise, our little flow we've done in the past. On your next breath, go ahead and press the right foot into the mat and then just bend that knee, draw that foot up, and then find your strap and hold it up above you. Give yourself about 2 feet. That's always a good measure. And then lift your head up slightly. Take your foot and just press it right into that strap and gather the strap together. Place it all on the right side and then draw that right foot closer towards your body. This alone is very nice. You're going to feel a nice stretch in your sciatica nerve up and down the back leg. And then taking the strap in your right hand, taking your left hand and just letting it rest on your side. Let's go ahead with our breath and draw the right leg towards the right floor. It's probably not going to touch the floor, and that's okay. And then inhale, reach that leg back up towards the ceiling. You're going to switch hands. So the right hand's going to come down by your body side. The left hand's going to pull that right leg towards the left wall. Inhale the leg back up. Exhale to the right. Inhale, leg goes up. Switch hands. Exhale, leg goes to the left. Inhale, leg comes up. Switch hands. Exhale to the right. We'll do one more. Inhale, leg goes up. And then we go ahead and bend that knee, remove the strap, press that right foot into the mat, and then just scooch it down, send it to meet the left. So you're right back into Shavasana pose, cork pose, and everything is relaxed. Let's do the left side. So on your next breath, go ahead and press that left foot into the mat, pressing it in so that you bend that right knee, and then go ahead and just look up. Take your strap and place it right in between that left foot. Draw that left foot up towards the ceiling and up towards your body, towards that back wall even, feeling that stretch up and down that sciatica nerve. And then take the excess of your strap, place it on your left side, and hold the strap with your left arm. The right arm just rests right by your side. Let's go ahead and begin our flow. On your next breath, left leg comes to the left side. Inhale, leg comes straight up, switch hands, and the left leg goes to the right side. Maybe you notice the hip coming off the floor, that's okay. Inhale, leg comes up. Exhale, switch hands, legs come to the left. Inhale, leg comes up, switch hands. Exhale, leg crosses the body to the right. Inhale, leg comes up. Exhale, leg comes to the left. And this will conclude. Inhale, leg comes up. We'll go ahead and bend that knee, remove the strap, and let's this time send the right leg to meet the left. So we'll press that foot on the right side into the mat and just bend that right knee. And go ahead and bring your arms out to a T, and let's just rotate, windshield wipe the legs side to side. Inhale towards the right, and then exhale, knees towards the left. Inhale, legs to the right, knees to the right. Inhale, knees to the left. Let's do one more. Inhale, knees to the right. Exhale, knees to the left. And then on your next breath, let's press the soles of the feet together, coming into a reclined butterfly pose. You can draw your hands in and place your hands right on your thighs, placing just a little bit of pressure there. And notice if your low back has come up off the mat. It probably has. And if it has, just draw that part of your back into the mat, using your abdominal muscles to do this. And let's just hold this for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then taking your hands, just draw the knees together. And then let's pull the knees into the chest and make some little gentle rocks side to side, maybe even little circles into your mat. This should feel really nice with your breath. And then on your next breath, let's turn this into a happy baby. Just reaching the feet up towards the ceiling, grabbing the outside edges of your feet or your big toe and your second toe. And this is where you may want to really rock side to side. You can also straighten one leg, bend the opposite, make it a happy, playful baby if you like, if that feels good to you. And then on your very next breath, we're going to just bring the knees to hover right over the hips and draw the arms back out into a T, setting up our supine twist. So let's take a nice deep breath in from the belly. And then this time you can exhale from the mouth and let those knees just fall to the right. Take your gaze over your left shoulder. Let's stay here for a few breaths. If you want a deeper stretch, go ahead and extend that outside leg. Press down the right bent knee. Stay here for about another breath. Breath travels up the spine and breath travels down the spine. And then releasing this on your next breath, draw those knees to hover right over the hips. Let's take a deep breath in Deep breath out through your mouth this time, and let those knees just fall to the left. Take your gaze over your right shoulder. And if you extended a leg on your left side, go ahead and do that on your right side. And stay for a few breaths. Breath travels up the spine. Breath travels down the spine. Slowing the heart rate, getting ready for rest. And then releasing this, bring your knees just to hover right over the hips and press the soles of the feet together. And let's lower the feet down to the mat all the way and draw our hands in towards our body with the palms facing the ceiling. And let's squeeze our shoulder blades in underneath us, getting our shoulders even deeper into the mat. And then draw your low back into the mat. This is Supta Baddha Konasana, also butterfly. Let's take a deep breath in. One more deep breath out through your mouth. And then go ahead and bring your feet wide for Shavasana. Let's close our eyes here. Relax every part of your body into the mat. Just allow it to melt right into the mat, relaxing the crown of your head, every hair follicle, just relaxing and softening there. Softening through that little space right in between your forehead. Just imagine your thumb pressing right into that spot, ironing out any creases that might be there. Soften through your cheeks. If your tongue is stuck to the roof of your mouth, just let it drop right into your lower palate. And if you feel that your teeth have been clenched at all during today's practice, and they might have been, we did some hard things today, then just go ahead and rotate your jawbone side to side, very gently. Melt your shoulders into your mat. Melt your whole body all the way to your fingertips, all the way from your hips to the soles of your feet to the tops of your toes into your mat. Let's take a final breath together. Deep breath in, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale deeper, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And just close your eyes and allow yourself to escape and be still, staying for several breaths. And allow yourself to continue to melt into your mat as your breath travels up the spine, and then breath travels back down the spine. And take another deep breath in, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And very slowly, very gently begin to awaken the body just by rotating and wiggling the fingers and the toes, maybe even rotating the wrists and the ankles. We really work those areas today with our balance and our hand exercises. And as you're doing this, just give your body gratitude for all that it was able to accomplish today and all that you did for your body today, working it from the crown of your head all the way to the tips of your toes. If you like, you can go ahead and bend your knees and windshield wipe them side to side. Maybe even draw your knees into your chest. Give yourself a little hug. Give yourself a little thank you for all the beautiful, wonderful things you did for your metabolism, your joints, your muscles, your bones. So many benefits to today's practice. And then on your next breath, let's come back right into Shavasana. Bring your legs down to your mat. Bring your arms down by your body side. And then on your next breath, staying in your Shavasana pose, sweep your arms up over your head, and let's turn ourselves into a pencil. Reach your toes towards that wall right in front of you. Reach the arms and the fingertips towards the wall behind you. Stretching, stretching, maybe even turning it on, squeezing your face, squeezing your arms, squeezing your abs, lifting your kneecaps, squeezing, squeezing, just like we did in Tadasana. And then exhale, let it all go. And draw those arms right back by your body's side. Take a deep breath in. Deep exhale out. Nice work. And then on your next breath, go ahead and roll to your right side body. Draw your knees up towards your chest, almost like a little fetal position pose. Make a little pillow with your right arm. Keep your eyes closed if you like, and take a deep breath in. Exhale out. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Breath travels up the spine. Breath travels down the spine. And then slowly, very gently, make your way into a seated position onto your mat, pressing your sit bones firmly into your mat. New, fresh beginning, clean slate, brand new start. So nice. And then when you're ready, let's go ahead and take our shoulders and reach them up towards our ears, roll them back, opening up your collarbone and all that space for our Ujjayi breath. Place your fingertips on either side of your body, and then let's just flip our hands over so the palms are facing the ceiling. Reach our hands up towards the ceiling. Inhale. And then palms touch, exhale, bring them down to heart center. Nice. Let's go ahead and press our fingertips together. Dial our fingertips down and take a look at our veins. Little final stretch for our computer work, our cell phone work. Pressing those pinkies towards our body. Feeling this in our forearms. And then dial those fingertips right back up. Let's go ahead and separate our hands. Take a final little fold. Press your palms into the floor or your mat or the carpet. Bring your chest down. And then slowly with your breath, come back up. Place your hands right onto your knees or right back to heart center, either way. And thank you so much for practicing with me today, joining me for Gentle. I hope to see you back next week. This is such a great little community that we've developed. Have a wonderful rest of your week. Namaste.